All right, good morning, everyone. This is Deputy George Economou, your school resource deputy. And if this is working right, you guys should be hearing me on October 10th, Friday, for your ELC. So I want to talk to you about a couple of things. One is a continuation of our introduction. You guys, a lot of you still haven't met me, but you saw that first video. There were some questions and comments. Comment. Yeah, I really do play the bagpipes. I'll bust those out at some point. They are a lot of fun. They're really loud though, so it's probably not going to work for this video. Maybe I'll figure out a way for the next video to get you something. Two, my name, Economou. So it's like economy with a moo at the end. It's Greek. It's different. I know it's tough. So what you can call me, if you want to call me Deputy Economou, you can. If you want to call me Deputy George, you can. If you want to call me Mr. George or Mr. E, whatever, as long as it's respectful, I just want you to be able to feel comfortable getting in touch with me and talking to me. Um, question about, this is my cheat sheet. Question about what does the school resource deputy do when the kids aren't in school? So I think that's part of a broader conversation as to what your county sheriff's office does. Like what do we do? So a lot of you guys think, well, police, you got the badge, law enforcement, criminal code, pulling people over. And that's part of it, but really we're public safety officers, right? And the criminal code goes to like quality of life for everybody and traffic enforcement, just keeping the roadways safe. But I mean, we end up responding to a lot of different calls for service, a lot of livestock calls. I don't know how many times I've had to like rein in livestock. There's probably some fun pictures floating around out there. And some pictures I wish I took on a mini horse, but I didn't because it was just me. Um, but public safety does search and rescue. We do any roadway hazard. And so criminal code is a part of it, but in the county, like there's such a broad number of things that we do. And for the school resource deputy position, as a resource for the school, like one of the things I'm looking forward to is actually teaching. So you might see me as a guest lecturer in some classes. And then I know a lot of you guys who were familiar with the elective offered last year, that's going to come back. When students are back in the seats, we're going to bring that back, and we're going to get an opportunity for some of that teaching to occur. The other thing is, I work with staff and faculty on any law enforcement needs that they have, and it's just an open line with the sheriff's office, which is really helpful. And then I look at stuff like lockdown drills and other safety threats or concerns. So there's a lot that can occur when students aren't around. It's not as much fun. Like I'm looking forward to you guys coming back just so that we can meet, talk in the hallway. But until then, we'll do what we can. And just because we're not in the building, if you do want to talk to me, it's as easy as email or phone. So there's going to be a link in your ELC with some of my contact information, or even in your Google Mail. I'm on the school distro list. So if you just put in George Economou, there's 3 O's in Economou, you'll find me and you can reach me then. And then I'm happy to meet with you however you guys want. So the second big item I want to talk to you about today was fire safety. So I know that you guys are doing Share the Love this week, and that many of you are putting out thank yous to the firefighting crews that have been helping with Oregon wildfires and Washington firefighters. So I'm not a firefighter, big fan of firefighters. There's some really cool guys out there and gals who work with firefighting, and we're all part of the same team, right? Like keeping people safe. And helping people when they need help. So I end up going out to a lot of fires, especially residential fires, and they go in a lot of calls for service that we have too. So there's a big partnership there. Today, what I wanted to talk about with you is wildfire, kind of like prevention and just awareness. So when we're in wildfire season and some of the things that you're going to have to be ready for, especially living where we live, where fires, they're just a way of life, right? Like every year, you never know, you might get called to evacuate. So we're going to talk about level 1, level 2, and level 3 threats. And again, if I did this right, there might be some imagery to go along with this. If not, click on the resources, and that resource page is going to give you some more stuff. So when we talk about our wildfire readiness, we go with ready, set, go. So level 1, if you're in a level 1 fire status, you have to be ready to go. So this is the time where you've actually already prepared to pack some stuff. So being ready means that you gotta, know to be ready. So being part of the emergency alert system. There's going to be a link to the Hood River or the Citizen Alert System. so you can register to get alerts on your phone. So you'll get pinged when you need to go. The other thing is, it's probably good in fire season to be prepared with a go bag. Now, you don't have to go crazy. We're not talking about the zombie apocalypse go bag, all right? But we do need some basic necessities to keep you running for 3 to 5 days. So there will be, what I recommend in a 3 to 5 day pack would be a gallon of water per person per day, all right? And that could be staged in your vehicle or in your garage or something like that, ready to go. It could just be like pre-purchased water. Food, 3 days of non-perishable goods. So think like canned goods, and don't forget a can opener, or some of these like camping meals. So you just want quick, easy meals. Could be like bars that are already wrapped and they're not going to expire anytime soon. But you just want something ready to go. Again, it doesn't have to be in a pack, just kind of staged and ready to go. Flashlight comes in handy, especially extra batteries. A battery pack for charging your phone or a phone charger to plug into, because you'll probably get to shelter, but you may not have electricity later. You're like, oh man, I forgot my phone charger. So that's something that comes in handy. If shelters are hard to come by, or you guys are going to be camping out on a field somewhere, a hand crank radio is super helpful too, because at least you can check in with the news. First aid kit can be helpful. Odds are wherever you go, there's going to be an aid station there, but something to patch up minor like boo-boos, that's a good thing to have. I would keep a whistle and a signaling mirror because they're so light and cheap, and they just put in a pack easy. So in like the brain of a backpack, which is usually the top part, I would just keep that stuff handy. Toiletry needs, so baby wipes, if you can get them in a post-COVID world, garbage bags, toothbrush, toilet paper, other hygiene issues. You might want a hairbrush. These things come in handy. Maps, because you never know, you might not have internet to check your phone, so that's a good thing. Change of clothes. Wintertime, you definitely want to have like a blanket just in your car, just in case you get pulled over or you're stuck on the side of the road, not pulled over and you're left there. And then any sort of medications or special needs. So if you have a young infant in your family and they need diapers, you should have your diaper go bag. If you got pets, you should bring pet food for them. And then other important documents. So whether you have like a passport or a birth certificate, cash, you might want to bring on hand, or credit cards. So all those things should already be ready for level 1 readiness, be ready to go. Level 2 is going to be set. So that means that the danger is close enough that it's pretty imminent, that they're like, hey, you know what? Everyone needs to be set just to go in case we need to get people out of the way. And that's where your go bag and your kit has been moved in the car, and you're just waiting for that word to like, okay, I'm going to move out. This might not be a bad time to just move out anyway, right? Like just get out of the town. That way you avoid traffic congestion. You're like, okay, you know what? Air quality is going to be pretty lousy anyway. I'll just step out. Have a plan of where you want to go. Kind of helpful. If you have family who's like slightly out of town, that could be really good, or someplace safe. Plan a road trip and just kind of get out there. And then while you're gone, turn off your utilities. All right, so cut off your electricity, cut off your power. Your water and your gas, right? So just turn off your circuit breaker, turn off your water, and then turn off your gas on the way out, and that'd be really helpful. And then level 3 would be the actual go. And there's an immediate threat and you need to get out of there. Too many times, people have, we've gone and knocked down doors to evacuate folks, and they're like, no, I'm not going. This is my stuff. And while I respect that, like, it is just stuff. But what you leaving does is it enables those firefighters to focus on fighting the fire and not having to get you out of the house. All right, so if they don't have to worry about saving those lives, right, like, because that's their priority, it's going to be life, right, over property. But if you're not there, if you've already evacuated, then that increases it makes their job easier to actually fight the fire. It also reduces on any traffic congestion and getting emergency vehicles and fire trucks in there. It just helps when the people are out of the way and you don't have to worry about people, and you can focus on the fire itself. So that's the Ready, Set, Go. Those resources will be on the ELC page. If I did this right, there may have been some images that popped up during the presentation. If I did it wrong, sorry, I'll work on it. I hope you guys stay well, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in person. All right, guys, thanks. Take care.